Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life you absolutely love. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson. Amy is out today, but she'll be back next week. So today, we're going to be spending some time with a young entrepreneur who has created a business inspired by the beautiful Chelan Butte. After the commercial break, we'll be visiting with Danny Zavala, who lives right here in our community and is pursuing a pretty big ambition. But before we get to that, I want to remind you that if you have questions that you would like us to answer on or off the air, you can email them directly to me at fletcher@fletcherellingson.com. And remember, if you're feeling stuck anywhere in your life, then I encourage you to visit my website, fletcherellingson.com, where you can get a daily dose of inspiration by subscribing to my podcast, or take the happiness survey and find out how happy are you really. And finally, you can connect with me on Facebook. Just look up Fletcher Ellingson or Go Coach Fletch. All right, let's get to today's email. It says, "Hey there, Fletcher. I've heard you talk a lot about setting goals and persistence. I admit I've set a lot of goals and missed many of them because I haven't been persistent. I write them down, but then life gets in the way, and before I know it, weeks have gone by and I haven't taken action. I find myself right back in the same situation I was in. I've heard you talk a lot about radical action. I don't even know what that would look like for me. The biggest thing I want to do is get in shape. I secretly want to participate in a triathlon, but don't know if I could even finish it. Actually, I know that right now I could not finish it, but it would be so cool to do someday. I do want a different result, so any advice would be great. Thanks, Ryan." Hey, Ryan. First of all, thanks for reaching out. Reaching out and asking for help, asking for advice is a sign of strength. I know many of us were not raised that way. Many of us were told that you've got to figure it out and do it all by yourself, and that asking for help is weak. Well, don't believe it, because asking for help is the fastest way to get unstuck. It's a sign of strength. And so that means, Ryan, that you are strong. All right, let's get to your concern. So you want to get in shape and you want to run a triathlon, which my hat's off to you. I think that's super cool. I think I mentioned on this show before that I've been involved in a number of triathlons. It's such an empowering experience. But I got to tell you, when I was first considering it, I didn't even know how to swim. I mean, I could jump off a dock and I could swim back to it or tread water for a little bit, but to swim any sort of distance, no way, no how. I didn't think I could ride a bike for that many miles either, and then run, after the bike. But I secretly wanted to do it. A number of my close friends had been doing it for years, and I'd been watching them from afar. And when they asked me, I always had an excuse. And my excuses seemed real. But then I realized that I was not creating the level of fitness I really wanted in my life. And left to my own, I was not doing it. It wasn't happening. I realized that if I wanted to up my game, I had to commit to something greater, and I had to get some skin in the game. So here's what I did, and I invite you to do the same. What I did was I made a commitment. I made a verbal commitment to myself and to my friends that I would commit to doing a triathlon. And I asked them for help. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength. Of course, they were happy to help. So the next thing that I did was I went and I signed up for the triathlon. Now, Ryan, this is critical. Why is it critical? Because high-level commitment with high-level accountability close the gap between intention and result, right? So you've got the intention over here of getting in shape, running a triathlon. Here's the result. You actually get in shape. You actually do complete the triathlon. What closes the gap here is that high-level commitment and high-level accountability. So in my case, I was not ready or even qualified to complete a triathlon, but my intention was to participate and complete it. So what was needed? Commitment and accountability. I had my friends to whom I would be accountable, and I had made the commitment. The commitment was me saying it out loud. I was going to do it. I would set it to myself and to my friends. But we're not very practiced at doing what we say we're going to do. If you're a human being, we're just usually not practiced of keeping our word. That's why it's important for you to put something at stake along with your commitment, up the level of your commitment. So what I put at stake was the entry fee to the triathlon, right? It was $100 or something like that. So I committed money, which was getting skin in the game. People always perform better and keep their word better when they have paid for something, when they've got that skin in the game. They'll even get faster and better results if they pay for something as opposed to getting something for free. So I had everything in place, which set me up for success and achievement. And I ended up learning to swim. I ended up learning how to ride a road bike, and I learned about running as well with the help of my friends. And it turned out to be a totally enjoyable and extremely powerful experience. In fact, I went on to do more events, and it has impacted my standards around fitness significantly. I always want to be able and be ready to complete some level of triathlon, whether it's a sprint or an Olympic distance. And that's my standard for my life now. In fact, I just signed up for a triathlon, which is happening next month. Why did I do that? It's because I want to be able to maintain that standard. And each time I do it, even though sometimes I feel like, or ask myself, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to put out that effort? Well, I want to maintain that standard. And so putting out the effort is worth it, even if I don't feel like it in the moment. And I do know if I just visualize and look at the future, and I see myself completing that triathlon, I know that's going to feel worth it. And so that also inspires me to stay in action. Making that decision to participate in a triathlon helped me develop new beliefs about what I could do. So Ryan, I'm inviting you to find a local event that you want to run in and sign up. Sign up today. Pay today, which means you start today. You see how easy it is to create momentum? The next thing to do is you tell people you signed up, even invite them to do it with you. But sign up before you invite them. Don't make signing up contingent on whether they do or not. All right, you lead by example. You be the inspiration, you be the leader, and walk the talk. Next, get around people who have already done it. The fastest way to get the results that you want is to get around people who have already gotten the results you want or who are getting them. So you usually rise or sink to the standards of the people you hang out with the most. You know the saying, you can't soar with eagles if you're hanging out with turkeys? So get around the right type of bird or fowl. If you want to learn to play soccer, you start hanging out with people who do, and you join a team. If you want to learn how to speak Spanish, start hanging out with people who do, or take a class. If you want to learn how to generate wealth or get fit or get healthy, get around people who are doing it. Your mind will automatically start looking for ways to get you into action. All right, let's bottom line this for you. Get around people who are doing what you want to do. It's all about committing, Ryan. So high level commitment, high level of accountability, close the gap between intention and result. And now it's time for you to get into action. You've got this, and I believe in you. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break, but we're going to be right back with Mr. Danny Zavala, one of the founders of Butte Brand, and we'll tell you what that is right after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. We are visiting here today with Mr. Danny Zavala, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. And tell us what we're talking about.
We're talking about Butte Brand.
Butte Brand. So it's a clothing line, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. So tell us, last time we met was several years ago. Yeah. And at that time, you were in the fruit industry. You were training people as a coach, getting in shape.
Yep.
Because he helped me and my wife out.
Yeah.
But you're not doing that anymore. So tell us, how did this Butte Brand come about?
Yeah, it's been a journey. Let's rewind back to 3 years ago when I was helping you out in training. So what happened is, my goal has always been to be a trainer. So for so long, I wanted to be a trainer. I wanted to be the best trainer possible, coaching MLB, NFL, NBA athletes. And what happened is I went down to South America with my wife. And during that experience, it was a 6-month journey, and it really kind of just opened up my eyes. It just brought me to a different world. It allowed me to see the world in a different lens, so to say. And in doing that, when I came back, I kind of lost that aspiration, that goal of being like this trainer that wanted to be the best of the best. And then I wanted to redirect my profession into giving back. And so that's what kind of sparked.
When you say giving back, meaning?
Lending a helping hand, so giving back, whether that's, just like a philanthropy approach, helping out with local nonprofits, just trying to make a positive social impact throughout the world. And again, that's on a big scale, but Butte Brand, what I originally wanted to is create a difference locally. So in doing that, I kind of pushed training aside, and I sat at a local coffee shop and I started brainstorming. It's like, all right, throughout the South American experience, I wanted to promote outdoor adventure, create a community and a culture, and I wanted to give back. And at that point, I really didn't know it, but I was actually starting to just to build the foundation for Butte Brand. And all these ideas started coming. So 6 months to 8 months down the road, all of a sudden I started creating logos. I started figuring out, all right, this is my mission statement, is building a business on outdoor adventure, community culture, and then giving back. And then at that coffee shop, I didn't have a name at the time. I looked to my left. I was sitting at the Vogue in Lake Chelan.
Yeah.
And I sat there sipping my latte, and I looked to my left, and I saw a beautiful, just green butte, the Chelan Butte. And coming from Chelan, growing up, born and raised, the lake gets so much attention. And here we have this butte, which the definition of a butte is a small isolated hill that rises abruptly.
Cool.
And that was kind of like my message to say, hey, I want to make a change, I want to make a difference, and I want to give back through this platform, which eventually unfolded to Butte Brand. So I was in sales. I was in the fruit industry for a little bit. I then have left that job. Now I'm working over at the college, but that's what started Butte Brand, and that's how I kind of made that transition.
Right on.
Yeah.
I like it. So motivated by, you want to make an impact locally and globally.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And give me those tenets of the company again. Outdoor culture.
Yeah. So outdoor adventure, community culture, and giving back. So that philanthropy side of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So so where are you right now in the operation of this business? To give us the lowdown on that.
Yeah. So we've been in business. We sold our first hat. It was July of 2017. I believe it was like the 16th of July. So we're just approaching 2 years. So just shy of that. And right now we're just expanding. So we're working with new nonprofits, starting new community projects. So volunteer opportunities for individuals that want to get involved, partnered with Chelan Douglas Land Trust and CCA Washington. So right now we are just going at it. We're having fun with it.
Are you partnering with these people, like they help you sell your gear, and then, is that what you're saying?
No, so how it works is every 6 months we choose a different nonprofit organization that we donate towards. So our first nonprofit organization that we actually donated money to was Chelan Trails Alliance.
Cool.
Then it was Chelan Douglas Land Trust with their mission to save Nason Ridge. And then CCA Washington, which they're going to be doing a volunteer project. It's called King of the Reach. That is down in Pasco, which we're looking forward to.
Right on. And you said you sold your first hat in 2017.
2017.
Did you bring an example of the hat?
Yeah, I actually do. I got something here. So we got this bad boy. So we got these two.
Nice Butte Brand hats. Very cool. And so tell me, this is, a lot of people, and they probably think this too, because when you told me about it, I was like, wow, that's a really saturated market, right? There's a lot of competition. And so tell me a little bit about how you differentiate your product, or how are you going to make your entrance into this type of marketplace?
Yeah, so that was that we communicated that a lot, during the initial startup. Like, all right, how are we going to put a footprint in the region and sell a brand? And everybody I mentioned this to was just like, you're crazy, man. Like, you're crazy. Like,
that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. When people tell you you're crazy, you're like, good, I'm on the right track.
Yeah. And what I had actually done, so I got a bunch of research together, and I was living in Chelan at the time, and I just got on my computer, and for like 3 days straight, I was looking for brands that represented North Central Washington. And there wasn't any brands that connected outdoor adventure, community culture, and philanthropy. It was either one or the other. So I figured, this is a great way where you can be skydiving in Chelan and still representing Butte Brand, although skydiving with Skydive Chelan.
Yeah.
Or this is a great opportunity to get involved with a local nonprofit, whether that's Chelan Douglas Land Trust, and then still wearing our branded gear, where it still falls under that umbrella, where we're creating a community and a culture. So that was the main reason why, we thought this was a great idea. So we decided to move forward with it. And I think the one thing that has kind of differentiated us from, what others do in this marketplace is we started locally back in 2017. Since then, I've seen a lot of other local brands, which I highly encourage. I think that's awesome. I think the more, the better. But it is overly saturated. I mean, it is tough. And it all goes back to marketing, creating great relationships, just great business ethics, networking, and just having fun with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. You want to be a direct branch from your company, so you want to live it, you gotta want to walk it, and
you gotta wear it. Right?
You gotta wear it. Yeah, yeah. By the way, I only got one of these. I wear it like 7 days a week.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, so now where do people, if they wanted to, where could they find the merchandise?
Yeah, buttebrand.com. So it's BUTTE brand.com. You can find us. We have an Instagram store. We have a Facebook store. You can find us on Google. If you want to shop retail and find us locally, you can find us at Lake Chelan Sports in Chelan.
Oh, right on.
Performance Footwear here in Wenatchee.
Oh, good.
They have a great selection of hats and T-shirts that we offer. So
That's cool to hear that you're getting into some shops. I was just thinking about the other day because my wife Amy was at the park down at Don Morris, and she said, "Hey, I saw someone wearing the Butte Brand hat."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, right on." And so I thought, where can people get them locally? So good, you're getting some exposure in some of the retail shops.
Yes.
That's excellent. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be back in just a minute with more from Danny and Butte Brand. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. We're visiting today with Danny Zavala, who is a local entrepreneur here and founder of Butte Brand clothing line. Hats and shirts, is there anything else?
As of right now, just hats and shirts.
All right, cool.
Sweaters coming soon.
Well, that's what people wear, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, so you launched this business 2 years ago, roughly. What are some of the challenges that you've run into that you had to overcome?
Yeah, there's challenges that we face daily. We're really active on social media, Facebook, so just finding new ways to market our products. But here's a funny story too, is in the first 2 months of launching Butte Brand, I got something in the mail. It was some kind of scam, and of course I fell for it, right? So I face these challenges all the time, and what I did is I actually wrote a check. It was like my first check in the first 2 months of owning a company, and it was for like $150, $175, which is pretty much the worth of Butte Brand at the time. So all of our savings went kapoosh. But anyways, I called my mom shortly after, and I go, "Hey mom, I wrote this check to this company that is for Washington State." She's like, "Oh, you just got scammed." So those challenges that we face are all the time, and I just remember that story just because now what we do is we have a nice tight network. So I communicate with my brother, which is an owner and founder, and then my wife, which is an owner and founder, and our marketing director. And what we do is we collaborate together and kind of just overcome different obstacles, or we put our heads together. But the obstacles are every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
But you got a team you can fall back on and collaborate with.
Yes.
Including your mom.
Including my mom.
Which is great.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful person. So where do you see yourself in, let's say, 2, 3, or even 5 years?
2 to 3 years, I just see us expanding our footprint here in the Pacific Northwest. Within 5 years, I would like to have our stuff, right next to Patagonia, right? That's everybody's dream, right? To be a big guy, a big fish. And to go back to my 2 and 3 years is I'd like to work with not only local nonprofits, but regional-based nonprofits, and hopefully one day international nonprofits. That way we could actually make that our global mission to actually make a positive impact.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I assume everybody else on your team kind of has that same ambition and desire,
Yeah.
making an impact making a difference for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That alone, that one differentiator right there is enough to like pique my interest. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like if I was going to choose between hats, and I knew that one manufacturer, one company had this mission statement.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to like tip the scales in their favor.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, I admire that. So what if there was something that the community could do to support you as an entrepreneur and a young business? What would your request be?
You know, we get asked that all the time. I'd say if you wanted to just get involved, I'd say first of all, just add us on social media. That's the first step. We're really, really active on there so people can get involved. Check out the projects that we're currently working on with local nonprofits, how we're actually doing community outreach as well and getting involved. Other than that, I'd say just embrace the lifestyle. Be yourself, outdoor adventure, community culture, and giving back. So
cool.
Just remembering that. We just are in the process of launching a new marketing scheme, but it's a sign language bee with another sign language bee, and you put them together, which creates a silhouette of the Butte, and it's Butte Brand.
Oh, right.
So
on.
that's one way that you can get involved without actually owning one of our products, where it's just embracing the lifestyle and bringing the community together.
Yeah. Now, who does your videography?
It's a combination of all of us. So yeah, we did a small little 15-second commercial that I took over at Lake Claire over by Mission Ridge, and that was done with my Nikon D3400. I sent it to our marketing guy, and he doctored it up and
cool.
Was able to capture it really well.
So you guys are doing the marketing and taking care of all the getting these manufactured and selling. You guys are doing it all right now.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Cool. And tell us again where, if people do want to follow you and get involved. You mentioned it, but go ahead and mention it again.
Yeah, so you can find us on social media. It's Butte Brand. On Facebook, it's Butte Brand. If you want to order our stuff online, it's buttebrand.com. It's very, very simple. We accept all major credit cards, PayPal, Google Pay. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And anything else you want us to know about your business?
Not a whole lot. Right now, actually, we're partnered with CCA Washington. CCA Washington is Coastal Conservation Association. They're a grassroots nonprofit organization.
Uh-huh.
And what we're doing with them is just educating and conserving the marine ecosystems in the Columbia. And our end of the year project, we're actually going to be working with them. It's called King of the Reach over in the Tri-Cities. And what we're doing is we're going to try and capture as many salmon with a line and hook. And then from that point, we're going to get those wild salmon and then spawn them and deposit them in hatcheries to then strengthen the species, increase overall salmon populations, which is really fun. When I first heard it, I was like, that sounds like you're not conserving and you're just taking. But we're depositing them into those hatcheries, then diversifying the biology and the DNA of the fish to make them stronger overall, and then increase the runs.
Wow. All of this you're going to learn because you suddenly had a vision to create hats and shirts.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right? When you commit to something and start putting yourself out there and asking for help and collaboration, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great adventure for you guys, and I wish you guys all the best.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah. All right, this is Danny Zavala, again, one of the founders of Butte Brand. Hey, pick up one of these hats and shirts so you can get them online and soon in a retail place near you. And now it's time for you guys to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You have something to make this world better, and I believe in you.